Hello everyone, this is a follow-up video to a quick session I did today in Glasgow at the East End Connections networking group, but it might be helpful to everybody. Actually, we started off by saying check your flies. If you are wearing trousers, check your flies and watch those lively taps in the bathroom. If you're wearing light trousers or a light skirt and you go to the loo just before your presentation, it happens, and that water splashes everywhere, it's very difficult to explain. Be careful, stand back from those taps. Wear a belt, because last week, after many years of experience, I realised that if I didn't have a belt and the jeans button, the one that keeps your jeans up, pops, which it did, beyond all recognition and repair, when it goes, you're in a difficult situation. And I found, luckily, the organiser with a belt that fitted me, and that's great, except I had a presentation straight after and I had to give the belt back, so luckily I had a knife. So keep a knife in case the audience is hostile, but really, in case you need to cut off the handles of a tote bag at the conference, make a belt as I did and cover it with a new shirt. So check your flies, watch the taps, get a belt and carry a knife. But we also talked today about coping with nerves. And the first thing to remember, really, although it's very, very corny, and people say it a lot, is just to accept that nerves are normal. And what do we mean by that? Well, they're normal because nerves, fight or flight responses, or even staying put, which is a freeze response, comes from way back when we were primitive humans and we had all sorts of brains, different ones. Some didn't care, some were scared, some loved danger, but they all got eaten for lunch because they weren't running away. And we are the generation and so on, of those who ran away at the slightest sign of danger. So when you're standing in front of a group of people, we fear rejection. We have an inner critic. We don't want to be left out of the group, because if we're left out of the group, we could be lunch again. So you literally feel like it's life or death. That's just the primitive part of your brain. It's called the amygdala. You can look it up, and better people than I can tell you why it's there, but it hasn't gone. So we accept that it gives us these strange feelings of wanting to run away, dry mouth, shaky hands. By the way, if you're reading from paper, find a flat surface to put your paper on so that you're not shaking. If you do shake, forgive yourself. It's normal. Your body's ready to do something. But you can do these things to make you look less nervous. By the way, if you are nervous, don't tell the audience. They don't really want to know. You'll make them uncomfortable. And anyway, you might not look as nervous as you feel. Probably not. Take some deep breaths. There are some lovely exercises you can do quietly on your own before you go on. And there's a very good TEDx talk by Amy Cuddy. I'll leave the details at the bottom of this clip. Amy Cuddy talks about how you can do power poses and big, striking, large body movements in private, before the talk, not during. Looks a bit weird. And that will trick your brain after a couple of minutes to feeling large and confident. So there are lots of things you can do to make yourself feel more confident, but you accept that you feel nervous. It's not a bad thing, but you can stop it spiraling out of control with these sorts of techniques. Breathing deeply, striking power poses quietly in the toilet, and so on. But the key thing also is to think about your preparation. If somebody tells you you're going to give a talk, or you have to do a talk, then break it down into the various stages. You can contact me to help you with those stages, but start to plan it all out, so that you're not leaving it to the last minute. So all that quiet, non-nervous time allows you to brainstorm. Get all the ideas down you want to say, all the data, the pictures, the quotes, the slides, whatever. Get it all down. And then think about the 2, 3, maximum 4 messages that you have for your audience. Because the whole point of this is the audience, not you. You're not being tested. The audience actually wants you to do well, and they want to learn from you, and they certainly don't want to be bored. So think about 3 or 4 things that you really want them to know. I don't mean what they want to buy from you, because if you are selling, it has to match what's in it for them. So every time you think of something you want to tell your audience, think, so what? What's in it for them? Think of 3 or 4 headings, and then put them on a piece of paper. Maybe take a piece of paper, divide it into 4 parts, and under each key message, key heading, maybe one of them is how I save you money, or how I save you time, whatever. Put those brainstormed ideas under those headings, and if the rest of your brainstormed ideas don't fit under those 3 or 4 headings, that's what you cut, because it doesn't fit your message. It's going to make you overrun on time, and now you can focus on just the main messages of what's in it for your audience. Then if you have too much under each heading, you can prioritize and just focus on a few things that really capture the point, the added value for the audience. And you don't have to say everything. A lot of people say, I want to say so much. Well, you just have to think, what is the message for the audience? What do they need to do as a result of your talk? And if you say enough, job done. If they want to ask you later for more, you can do that. So think hard about your preparation, focus on what's in it for your audience, not what your agenda is. And if you do have an agenda, think about how that fits with what they would like from you. Imagine you're in the audience and how would you feel? Prepare, rehearse, and also I would say spend the first 30 seconds or 1 minute of your opening and closing with something that you've scripted carefully so that you're off to a good start and you also finish with a very closing wow statement. And if you've rehearsed it and on the way you forget it, forgive yourself, but keep focusing on your message. And I like to help people with both nerves and preparation, and also helping people with delivery. Some people say, what do I do if I go blank? What do I do if the technology doesn't work? And I think we can, prepare as much as we can, but actually we'll cope. And I like to help people in my sessions do that. So I hope that's helped you. Wear a belt, watch the taps, carry a knife if you need to make a belt. Stay calm, accept the nerves. There are things you can do to accept them, and then focus on your preparation and practice your delivery. Take care and good luck.